Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Wired Nerdy Podcast. This is season number 2, episode number 23. My name is Keith. I'm here with my good buddy Doug. After a short hiatus, we had our good friend Zelda Hat Guy on the podcast last episode, but then the holidays hit. I was traveling. We had stuff going on, so we took a little bit of a break. We do apologize for that, but we're back in full force now. We've got an interesting one for you. Before we get to that, how you doing, Doug?
Doing good, yeah. It's super hot outside. It's a great day to be inside recording this podcast.
I know. I mowed today. I went ahead and... Yeah. Well, because it's like tomorrow, it's going to be even hotter. And then the next day, more rain. So, I don't know, man.
Not good.
But, and I have to ask, do you notice anything about me?
Your Fortress of Solitude?
Hey, look at you. And it's AI generated, actually.
Nice.
What's funny, I had ChatGPT make it. Look.
It looks great. Yeah.
You think that would be like a trademark thing? ChatGPT made this.
Well, it's not the same S font. It doesn't look like.
It's pretty close, brother. Look at my shirt, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
Look at my shirt.
It looks great. So,
I'm representing because the movie comes out this weekend. I'm excited. I'm not going to get to, at the time of this recording, I haven't seen it yet. And I'm putting myself on like a freeze. I don't want any spoilers because I want to go into this as a Superman fan. And you know I am, dude. I got a Superman ring, I got a Superman tattoo, dude. I'm like there's always something Superman about me. I want to go into it blind, and I want to draw my own impressions without any type of influence. So, and I already feel like I know too much because of the trailers and stuff. So, but I'm excited, man. It's like my Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I'm excited for you.
So I am geeking out on this. So
very good.
But we've got things to talk about. We're going to dive into some nerd news. Are you ready to cue it up?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's keep the nerd news.
Nerd news.
So the first story we're going to talk about and make sure we're on the thing is the Amazon Prime Day. You know, they've been advertising it pretty heavy, and it has hit us. Amazon Prime Day. We've covered this a couple times on the show. You're going to see a lot of the same deals, but you may see something that you absolutely need to have. As we scroll down, now, Keith, you told me you're looking for a new MacBook, maybe?
No, I'm not. Well, I was for a little bit there. Okay. Remember, I when I upgraded to the bigger iPad, my iPad is pretty much my MacBook.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But on that point, I will say this. We've talked about it before. I did see out here, I'm not going to get one, I don't think. I don't need it right now, but the price is so good. If you wanted an M4 Mac Mini, okay, now that is like the top tier chip right now. Normally they're $600. You can get it for $500, and in some cases, I've seen actually you can get it for I think it's like $450. I've seen out on some of them deals. So if you are wanting to get a MacBook, you can, or a Mac Mini. There are some good deals out here. So
okay, yeah. As we scroll down, see other laptops.
But even at that,
heck of a deal. Yeah.
I do want to call that out. Doug just mentioned the MacBook. This is an Air M4. It is $850. Dude.
I mean, cheap.
Dude, that's a good deal. Good deal. Anyway, if you want Windows, they got that too. You know, I'm curious if they have like gaming ones on here. Just curious about that.
I've been looking through some of the stats. They're pretty low on the, this Lenovo G2. It's got 32 gigs of RAM, terabyte hard drive, but it only has like a onboard Intel Celeron.
Eesh, that's not. Yeah,
it's not going to be good enough for gaming. Yeah.
Not for gaming. They do. Well, wait a minute. Right here in the list, there is a Asus
the
ROG.
very bottom one. Yeah.
Dang, dude, it's a 46. Dude, look at that. Okay,
that's not bad.
So you just went through this and buying a desktop at least, but this is got an i9 in it. A 4060. Now it's not a 5000 series. That's still 4060 is nothing to sneeze at. It's better than what I got in my machine. I've got a 3080 still. 1360 and a 1 terabyte SSD. Dude, that's a pretty dang good deal.
Yeah.
So if anybody's out there and they're looking for a deal, now maybe it's time to do it. They've also got Chromebooks, man. These things are always cheap anyway. But God, man, look, this Lenovo, they make a really good one, and this is a big one. It's a 15.6 inch screen. $107. Wow. I mean, geez, they've got some great deals. I'm trying to see. We talked about the MacBook because you had like 3 links out there. There's so many deals, everybody. It's insane. I thought about making this our main topic, but dude, we've done it a lot, and it's usually the same things.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you want MacBook, but Amazon has a really good deal on their stuff right now. GoPros, if you want one of those, look, dude. Best Buy. This one actually has alternate deals that you put out here. This is $280 at Best Buy. You notice that like Walmart and Best Buy are starting to like do their own sales during Prime days. Have you noticed that?
Best Buy is doing the Black Friday in July special to Apple's or Amazon's Prime days. Yeah,
dude, that's a good deal for a GoPro Hero 12, man. 300 or $280.
Not
that's
bad
a good deal.
at all.
So yeah, man, there's some pretty good deals. Even Best Buy's having. They have the Aura Ring, which is for your fitness tracking, $297. Normally about $350. Samsung, the frame. This is for your TV. It's like,
and it looks like a picture frame.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, so you can mount it on the wall. Roku, man, dude, the Roku, they've got great deals on both Amazon and Best Buy. This guy's clocking about 70 right now. Although I'm an Apple TV guy, but Roku is definitely my second favorite. I would do that one hands down. And I've tried them all, dude. Trust me, I've gone through all of them.
Now going down the list, there's a Solo Stove. I've always wanted one of these.
What is it?
Solo Stove.
Where's that at? Did I pass it already?
Are we on the same website? Yes, we are. Keep going down.
Keep going down. Okay. So the wine fridge, Jackery. Those are kind of cool.
Oh, right.
It's not a. Oh, wait. Is this one of those portable fire pits also?
So a Solo Stove, that's the thing that has the baffles, and it's not supposed to be producing smoke. It sucks the smoke in the baffles. Science.
What does it use for fuel?
Well, you put wood and stuff in there.
Oh, so it's like a bio stove.
Burn pit.
Burn
pit. It's a fire
I get
pit.
you. Yeah. I get you. A fire pit. I know what you meant. Is it big? Pit. Is it large?
They make huge ones. Yeah.
Okay. So this thing is not like
$600-$700. The big ones are.
Dang, dude, $320 ain't bad.
And then they make like a little, the Yankee candles. Yeah. They make one like that you can burn stuff.
Oh. A friend of mine had one like that, and he would go camping with it. And he could just you could shove stuff in
it.
Do
s'mores and stuff. Yeah.
You could cook on it and stuff. So, dude, these Jackeries are pretty cool. If you needed a solar power generator, and they make them in all sizes, but that's a good price. $180 for a smaller one. Yeah. Just if you're going to go camping or whatever.
Now going down to Greenworks, electric yard tools.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not bad. That seems to be a more popular thing.
It's a good deal. $618. I mean, I don't know how rugged they are. I mean, I have Ego stuff and I really like it.
My brother has Ego chainsaw. I've used it. Amazing,
dude. I have the chainsaw. I have the leaf blower. I have the zero turn.
They work great.
I have the weed eater. I have the power washer.
Oh, dang.
I'm in deep in that ecosystem. I love it. Yeah. Dude, grills. I got grills out here.
Fridges and all kinds of stuff.
Boy, they're doing a plant. Boy, Best Buy's really turning it up.
They are, yeah. Well, you got to think they're losing a lot of business or getting less attention. Maybe not losing business. But
exactly. So if anybody wants a deal, go to Best Buy, go to Amazon. We'll be actually looking at Amazon for our main topic here in a little bit. Not for the same thing. We're not going to be talking about deals, but we'll be using them as examples of some stuff we're going to be focused on here in a bit. So You'll see that here in a moment. But let's jump on to the next one. Do you want to take this one?
I found this article. We've talked about this before, actually. So in the EU, it seems like the EU, and you correct me if I'm wrong, is the place to kind of get stuff done, get the ball rolling as far as iPhone and other agencies and organizations. But right now, there is a petition out to stop killing your games. And what that means is there's a petition out in the EU to save retro games, if I've read this article right. My thought is I like it. I haven't read the entire petition, but the question is, do you own digital games? Do you own those forever? And should the company that made those somehow support them? So this is a really hot button issue.
Yeah, that's spot on, man. The EU is very progressive in way of data protections when it comes to technology. And in that space, they have strong what are called worker councils in the EU. They also have very strong data rights protections early on when the internet was, kind of coming around to it. They adopted some very stringent rules about privacy. For example, in the EU, you have all these social network companies like Facebook. And if you want to know who Facebook is selling all your content to, you can request that, and by law they have to give you a report.
Yeah.
Like, we don't really have those protections here in America. We don't have those same types of laws when it comes to that kind of a thing. But this petition is one of those things. Now, there's some controversy behind this, and I've been following it loosely. There's a guy, I actually really like him, but he has come under such heavy fire. He is a former developer for Blizzard, and he is blown up in popularity. He has his own indie software company, and it's called Pirate Software. And he goes by the moniker of Pirate Software because that's his company. His name is Thor. That's his real name, by the way. And I've watched a lot of his content. I like the guy. I think he's entertaining. He does a lot of Twitch streams. Well, he was dogging this. So the base behind this, and I don't know if he's justified in dogging or not. I personally like the idea behind it, but basically the EU wants to make it to where, especially for online games, do you remember games like the old school World of Warcraft or even EverQuest?
Yeah.
They want to make it to where they have to keep some servers online or give the code base to the community. So if a game company is going to go under and you have a massive multiplayer online game, and they're gonna step away from it and take the servers offline, they either have to keep them online, which really isn't realistic because there's cost, or they have to give the ability for the players to host their own servers. I think that's a great idea, and it could keep the community going. He was landblasting it, and I think the guy, this Thor guy, was landblasting it because he was saying that, look, if you put these protections on games, then what's going to happen is these large game companies are going to play it safe, and they're not going to take any risk on games. And it actually hurts the industry and it hurts innovation because they're going to be like, well, we don't want to get slapped in the face with having to keep this up forever. And we don't want to like give away our code base to communities because ever since he spoke out about it, dude, people have been trolling him like mad. And in fact, the petitions actually went up. They skyrocketed. I think when he made these statements, the petition was only like 100,000. Ever since he made these statements, it's gone up to 1 million signatures now.
Yeah.
And so his point is, well, look, I didn't hurt this thing, actually helped it, even though I don't agree with it. But yeah, man, it's a hot button issue if you ever see anything on this. So this will be interesting to see where this goes. But now that they've got 1 million signatures, the EU is going to have to take a look at it.
Yeah, definitely.
So
one of the lines in here I really like that kind of explains it is the petition's just asking the game company to create an end of life plan before they turn the servers off. That's the way it reads there. So
yep.
While you're still supporting the servers, just let us keep playing it and enjoy it. And the one I like here is the argument is that these video games are unique creative works. So unique creative works, and killing them represents a creative loss for everyone involved. I agree with that because you look at some games are push out fast. Other games, you put your heart and your soul and your creative thought into it.
Yeah.
Like Skyrim, I just picked that up again. Of course, I'm going Stealth Archer. Best way to go. But like, that game is beautiful. That game is awesome. The music and the acting and everything. So you need some kind of plan to keep that alive.
Yeah.
I don't know if that necessarily meets this because it doesn't require a server. It's a single player game. So
yeah, makes sense. We'll see where this goes. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting thought experiment. So
yeah.
All right. This next one's crazy, bro. I don't know if you've been paying attention. We always seem to have AI stuff. And in fact, I even took some notes on this bad boy to make sure I got it right. So as you know,
I just read the title. I have not heard this. I'll let you educate me today.
I'm going to let you educate you. Okay, so for everybody's awareness, there are a variety of different AIs since it blew up. The biggest one being ChatGPT. Gemini is with Google. ChatGPT is owned by OpenAI. Well, Elon Musk has his own AI called Grok. That's Grok. It is well known that Grok, it has a lot less limits on it. Meaning, if I go to GPT and I type in something relatively offensive, like I use something negative, it will come back and say that violates our use agreements that we have, right? Grok has been known to where you can put anything in it for the most, and this is like even going a year ago, you could put some crazy stuff in it and it would make pictures that were highly inappropriate. Well, Grok has always had a lot less controls on it. So the high level of this is that Elon Musk's company posted so this Grok AI posted anti-Semitic and extremist content on X, which was formerly known as Twitter. The bot praised Adolf Hitler, referred to itself as Mecha Hitler,
Yeah,
and
that's not
echoed
good.
hateful tropes. And then it was targeting. The hateful tropes were targeting Jewish surnames, and it was making fun of the recent victims of the Texas flood that has been in the news. It said that these offensive posts came shortly after a recent update that they made to Grok to make it more, quote, politically incorrect, if well substantiated. That's what they said, and less biased towards media narratives. The prompt alteration appears to be key factors in the bot's inflammatory output. So it came under huge fire because basically they did an update on it, trying to make it even take the controls off a little bit because, critiques about, public media being an influence on voice, that sort of thing. And what they did was they almost released too many things on it. Now, I read recently that Elon Musk is blaming that they trained the data on Twitter. And as we know, Twitter can be a cesspool for a hate.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe he's right. Maybe that's why it's doing it. But to me, I think we got to be responsible with it because, dude, whatever you train it on, it's like a toddler. If you teach a toddler to hate, I think you're going to get garbage in, garbage out. By the way, that's an old rule of computers. When you go into technology and programming, the first thing you learn is garbage in, garbage out. And that is still a rule today. So if you're going to train an AI on something like that, it's probably going to just reciprocate it. So I don't know. What are your thoughts?
No, I agree. I mean, the garbage in, garbage out, I never heard of that, but that makes sense. If you have a hateful, racist, whatever programmer, that or a data inputter, if that's the right word,
Or
that's
it's trained on hateful content. Yeah.
Yeah. So that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that something like this is being allowed to exist. Not to get into politics or anything. Musk says, shame on this thing, but you're the owner of it.
Yeah.
Take action and take care of it.
What types of controls are there? It kind of makes me worried about like what else are they doing that we don't know about that they're pushing these things to?
Oh, yeah.
Because you want there to be some sort of controls in place because, AI is still a little bit of a black box and we don't know that as it grows and comes about, like what's going to come of it.
Yeah.
And so you want controls in place. We want to do this thoughtfully. So anyway, there you have it. That was a weird one I had to snag there.
Oh, yeah, no.
All right, this next one's kind of cool. We're going to lighten things up a little bit. I have been plowing through The Big Bang Theory.
Love it.
As a TV show. It's because I think whatever was going on in my life at the time, I was a faithful watcher of it. I think I fell off on like the last 3 seasons or something. So I've been powering through watching every single one of them straight through, and I'm getting toward the end now. And this next thing makes me really excited but it sounds weird and I want your take on it. So it says that The Big Bang Theory is getting another spinoff, but this one is a bit weirder. It's called Stuart Fails to Save the Universe. And here's the setup. A comic book store owner, Stuart Bloom, is tasked with restoring reality after he breaks a device built by Sheldon and Leonard, accidentally bringing about the multiverse Armageddon, which means there will be familiar characters from alternate universe. No word yet on when the series will premiere. I wonder, is this going to be a cartoon or is it going to be like live action? What are your thoughts on this?
You look back at the character of Stuart and not a lot of confidence there for
I
him
love
to
Stuart.
be tasked to save the universe.
I think that's why it's hilarious because he fails at everything.
Yeah, I kind of hope it's a live action.
Me too.
Big Bang Theory, I really, really enjoyed it. It was awesome. You look at the creator, Chuck Lorre, did awesome stuff. Yeah.
Tons of hits. The dude, he has some huge hits. But on this, man, Stuart, honestly, he's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And I know they crap on him all the time on it. I think he's hilarious. I really like his character. So I'm actually glad of all the characters they could have grabbed. He's like the goofiest one. I hope this really takes. I'm looking forward to it, man. So if this is on Paramount Plus, it might be what pushes me over.
It says HBO, I believe.
It says HBO? Oh, it does.
HBO Max orders it.
You think it would be Paramount Plus because they own Big Bang. Although, now that I mention it, I'm watching Big Bang right now on HBO Max. So
They must have the contract for it then.
they must.
Yeah.
They must. All right. Next one. You love the Super Nintendo. I'm going to let you read this one.
I do. So Super Nintendo is doing a throwback controller to Doom set in 1995. So limited run games. I think we've talked about them before. They do some really cool stuff. They are offering a new version of the gamepad with these awesome
and the
graphics.
And the game. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
it looks like 2 versions will be available, one for $99 and one for $174.99.
Mm-hmm. And if you look at this controller, what do you think of that look, man?
It looks great. If you could click on the 99 174, it'll bring up the additions for us.
Oh, sweet. Let me open up a new tab and open up a new tab.
Yeah, because looking at the 99, it's pretty awesome. Look at that.
It's beautiful.
Oh, I'm going ahead too much.
No, you're good. You're good. Oh my God. That's the cartridge.
That's the one I was talking about.
That's so cool.
So for those listening, we're looking at a awesome Doom Nintendo box. It's got the Doom Slayer on there. But you're looking at the Super Nintendo cart or cartridge, and it's got blood spattered over it. It's got a metal little stamp with Doom written on it. It looks amazing.
This is so cool. And supposedly they're supposed to, I thought they're going to be doing stuff with the graphics. Oh, it includes 14 new levels. And I thought they're sprucing it up a bit. This is a really cool limited run thing. I hope they do more of this, bro. The real cool thing about that controller, going back to that, it has rumble feedback in it.
Oh, nice.
So it vibrates. They're bringing that to the Super Nintendo. So not only is this for an old console, but they're redoing a game classic. They're adding rumble control and has its own dedicated controller. How freaking cool is that?
That's really cool,
dude. Look at that.
The cart is amazing.
And it comes with an instruction booklet too. See that? That looks like emergency procedure tabs. And each one gets an individually numbered certificate of authenticity.
You know,
That's
Right Way
cool.
and his podcast, we're talking about limited edition collections.
Yeah.
It'd be awesome for them to check this out. Look at this, because this is quite the collector's piece.
This is awesome. This is really cool. I hope they keep doing this. And it's in partnership with Bethesda, which makes it even better.
Oh, absolutely.
I love that, man. I didn't even notice that cart till you pointed that out. So that's so cool.
Very cool.
All right. Enough fun times on that one. Let's see here. We got one last one. This one's interesting to me because there was an announcement that was made earlier I believe it was earlier this week. But anyway, the rumor is that OpenAI, who makes ChatGPT, they are working on an AI browser that may be coming in the next few weeks. Now, Perplexity, which is another AI model, they actually just launched their Comment browser, which is an AI browser on its own. And then, of course, all of them are basically trying to challenge Google Chrome because Google is integrating Gemini into Chrome more and more. It says here that the ChatGPT maker reportedly aims to release its browser in the coming weeks, much like Perplexity's Comet. The browser, it says here, OpenAI's browser is said to use AI to rethink how users browse the web. Supposedly, the browser keeps some user interactions inside of GPT instead of linking it to outside websites. Reuters reports that OpenAI browsers may integrate Operators, the company's web browsing AI agent, as a key feature. Now, we talked about this before. If you ever hear the term of an AI agent, that essentially means that it has the ability to go do things for you. So if Doug's getting ready to go on a trip and he goes to it and he's paying the top tier price that they have right now today, he can say, hey, go book me a trip. Not just plan me a trip. Go find me plane tickets, a place to stay. Here's a location. And he gives it all of his preferences. I want an aisle seat. I want the flight to be at a certain time. I want it to have a pool, a workout center. Like, he could give all that. And then not only does it just say, hey, here's your plan, it would actually go book it for him. That's what an agent does. So it looks like they're wanting to integrate that into the browser itself. Would you use this?
I think I would, yeah. I've been doing some fact checking in the back. I'm kind of going off par, but an AI agent, you know what I would love to see is, and do you remember this? Ask Jeeves. I want this fancy little butler in a nice suit to be at my beck and call for an AI agent.
Do you know what I would name my AI agent? Agent Smith.
Oh, nice.
Deep cut matrix.
But in all seriousness, I think that would be good. Not to brag on iPhone, but it does stuff for you in the background. It's almost like you have an agent. So to have one that would do this for you, I think people will love that. If you can make a task simpler, or if you can make planning a big vacation simpler, absolutely.
It's the future. It's what's going to happen. It's honestly, the agents are what's slowly putting people out of work in a lot of industries. There's no stopping this, people. So you might as well embrace it. So,
all right, live pop quiz. When did Ask Jeeves premiere?
Premiere? Okay, so back in the day, we had ourselves some Yahoo. Ask Jeeves was probably around the time a little before that. I'm going to say 1991.
96.
Dude, I was a little early. See, I was being gracious.
No, that's
Which
good.
Came first? Ask Jeeves or Yahoo?
Oh, dang. Hold on. Fact check here.
Bring that up for me, Jamie. Doing my Rogan here. All right, while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and close the share.
94.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yahoo was founded in 94.
Yep.
Jeeves was 96. And Google, do you have a date on that? Or a year?
Google would have been later 90s. I'm going to say Google was probably 97.
98.
Ah, so close.
September 4th, 98. So, yeah.
So close. Yeah. I know this is where I would have the meme from Lord of the Rings of Elrond going, I was there 3,000 years ago.
You can insert that right there.
We may just do that. I mean, just throw that in there. We may put the clip in. So, oh my God.
Shout out to Yahoo Messenger. Never mind. Take that back.
So let me ask you this. So we're on this topic. Okay, we're going to deviate for a moment, guys, before we get to the main topic.
I started something.
You're younger than me. I'm an old man. We've already established that. What was your browser of choice in the 90s? Do you remember browsers?
I have a favorite browser, and I actually wish it would come back, and I may shock you here. I loved Netscape Navigator.
You said exactly what I was hoping you would say. That was a great browser, wasn't it?
It was a great browser.
Dude, it was so much faster.
And then the little ship sailing with the shooting star.
And it had the loading was the wheel.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Dude, Netscape was a great browser. And it was back then, you guys have to understand, the internet was not fast. So browsers were a big deal because certain browsers would load faster than others. And oh God, Explorer was garbage. And I'm sorry, Mac people, Safari was garbage too. It's back in the day. Netscape is where it's at. Wow, you impressed me, man. Wow.
Yeah. So what year did Netscape come out? We're doing some quizzes today.
I'm going to say Netscape was around quite a while. I'm going to say I'm going to go 90, 92, 91.
Ooh, 94.
Dang. So it coincides with Yahoo almost.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That boom in the mid 90s was really it was a crazy time. Stuff was popping left and right. So,
and to kind of go through it, Internet Explorer is 95, Firefox came out in 2002, Chrome, which you said Chrome is now kind of the base for everything, isn't it?
It is. It uses they have what's called the Chromium engine, and if you use Microsoft Edge, which by the way replaced Explorer, IE they used to call it, it's just Chrome. It's just running Chrome.
And it came out in 2008.
Okay. Have you ever used Opera?
I haven't. I've used Firefox. It's
Firefox, all right. That's fine. No,
I've not used Opera.
Yeah, Opera is kind of cool. Their browser now has I don't know if it's all marketing or not. Their browser has they're marketing as a gaming browser, and what they do that's interesting. And you're gonna have to fact check me on this, but I think they shut off certain processes so that if you're streaming a game or playing a game, it will make sure that it's efficient and gives priority to the video game. If I remember correctly, it's got like some cool feature like that. I've not tested it. I downloaded it once, but
Opera GX, as it's called, is a specialized version, offering features to enhance. It manages your resources like RAM, CPU. It integrates with popular platforms like Twitch and Discord.
Yep.
And gives you gaming themed interfaces.
There you go. So it's geared towards gamers if you haven't heard from it. Now, back in the day before they did the gaming thing, I used it for a little while. It was actually a pretty decent browser. It's pretty quick. So
cool. Yeah.
All right. Back on topic. So Doug, you have yourself a nice little vacation coming up here in the future.
Do. Yeah.
Today's main topic, Doug, you came up with that. I think it's a great one. And it's about what are top tech for travel.
Mhm.
And so that's what we're going to get into. So I'm going to have you cue that up and just kind of share your thoughts on that as an intro while I go ahead and get the share up here.
There's a lot of great articles, but we're going to kind of talk to you all today about what we like and what we carry about traveling, whether it's traveling in a car, on a plane, on a train, that whole deal. But what helps you get the most out of your media, your phone, and maybe your gaming devices? So the first thing we're going to start with on the list is a really, really good idea. It's just a cable bag. Organize all your stuff because if you're like me, you've got some older power banks that have the little micro USB. You've got some newer power banks with the USB C, and then you've got
Lightning.
other lightning cable. Oh yeah. So this thing works really well. It's organized. And Keith, I'll let you kind of take over and tell us what's in there.
I don't have this exact one, but it's very similar to this. So for me, it's important to note here, the things you bring might be different depending on why you're traveling. If it's for pleasure or for work, I predominantly have traveled for work. That's
Yeah.
where, so I have like what I always call my bug out bag, where I have duplicates of everything, duplicate chargers, duplicate cables. It's always ready to go. So if I need to like just go, I grab my stuff and go. I don't have to collect it around the house.
Yeah.
I do that with everything. So I have a bag like this, and Doug's right. I have one of everything. And it isn't just for me. I have found when I've been on trips, there are people who will have like an Android and they'll be like, hey, do you have, a micro, especially if it's an older Android, do you have a micro USB? Do you have a USB-C? Do you have, and I try to have one of everything. And it has come in so handy to help other people out, especially in like a business scenario. So I'll have one of every cable inside of this thing and I'm ready to roll. I have a spare, watch charger for my Apple Watch. I just load this thing up with every type of cable that you can imagine on that. So it's handy.
Yep. I'm making a detour, Keith, and I was kind of worried about this when I suggested this idea to you because it's much like when we do Steam sales and stuff.
You're gonna
it's
buy
going to
stuff?
be, maybe not buy today, but it's going to be, I just added that to my wish list.
Doug's going shopping, everybody. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm doing a Prime Day sale while
well,
we're
you know
covering.
what? Some of these do have, like this one's only 11
This
bucks.
is
Actually,
a Prime Day. Yeah.
This one looks better than mine. Mine that I'm using is from Five Below, and it doesn't have nearly the amount of compartments. So maybe I will.
I do like the little mesh pockets because you can kind of see what you're looking for and you don't have to guess.
And I always throw in mind, like, see how here they have SD cards? Excuse me. I have SD cards. I have USB drives.
Yeah.
You just never know what you're going to need when you're traveling.
Now, the one thing I'll say about that is I wish that was on the inside of the mesh pocket.
Yeah, I know. So it didn't
that's
fall
my
out.
only complaint about that at the moment.
I don't think you can fold it in there either.
I think it's sewn to the outside.
It looks like it's on the outside. That's kind of a bad design. But there's a billion of these out there.
Yeah.
Check them out. They're good. Now, one thing that's been a game changer for me, bro, and I will say this may make me spend more. So I used to, in that bag I just showed you guys, I used to have a brick. I'd have a brick for my iPad, a brick for my MacBook. Back when I had a Windows machine for work, I had a brick for that. Dude, I had a brick for my iPad or for my iPhone.
All kinds of stuff.
I got sick of it. So I found that if you do a really high wattage unit, now this is wired, dude, this solves everything. So what's cool about this, especially like when I travel with my wife or whatever, this bad boy handles all of them. So I don't need a bunch of adapters. I just need one adapter. And all I then need is a cable that matches for each. And the one that I have, this one is like loaded up with USB-C. Mine actually has a few different ports on this. But what's cool is I can do my watch. I can do my wife's watch. I can do my phone, my wife's phone. I can do my iPad. If I have a laptop, a work laptop that's USB-C, my MacBook Pro for work, I can do that. The key to that is the 65 watts you see there. You want the higher wattage for like the heavier hitting items like laptops. Now, what's crazy is mine is this is the one I bought and I love this thing. However, I was looking up here at the top, dude, look, they have a 200 or a 420 watt. They have a bigger one.
Dang.
So it's got even more ports on it. This here dramatically helped me on travel because not only did it reduce what I'm carrying, but it's like one charger to rule them all, and that I can charge everything with it.
Nice.
So I don't know if you have anything
nice.
like that.
Looking at the picture, I don't have anything that aggressive. I do have some multi-port plugins, but looking at that picture, it charges all kinds of stuff.
Yep.
I can't imagine the power draw of what's that? 2 iPads, cell phone. Oh my goodness!
With it being this one particularly, with it being a 200 watt, it literally in that photo, it can she right there in the photo, it shows that the iPad about a 65 watt, your Kindle's 25 watt. It can handle all of those. So that's what I love about it. That's why it was crazy when I looked up here. They have a 420. Like, what? Look at that.
Now this is where we insert the meme of unlimited power from.
I'm doing it.
So.
All right. Let's keep on clicking on through here. Now, I don't own this. And by the way, I try to pick things that I had in my bag, but I've always looked at these. That last one was wired charging. Yeah. This is wireless. Have you seen these?
I have. I like the idea of this. So I tried a very cheap wireless charger. I didn't like it, but I think it was too cheap and it didn't have a good magnet. Yeah. But I would be open to trying a better, higher quality one.
Yeah, like I steer away from wireless charging when traveling. I do it at home.
Yeah.
Because I have a really nice deal with it. But I've steered away from it only for the reason I think I tried it once before. And it wasn't one of these. This one's cool because look, it folds up. Look how small that is. Like that's tiny. That's pretty awesome.
That is
the
awesome.
One I had was like it was quite a few years ago. It was just one of those pads, those plastic pads. I didn't get my phone and my watch on it just right. And the next day my phone was dead. And I'm traveling, and
that's the problem
off.
I had with the one I tried out.
So that's why I went back to like, you know what, screw this. I'm only going to do wired charging because when you're traveling, you want your stuff to charge when you're in your hotel. So I think this is cool. Yeah. Just my only caution is, and maybe it's got really strong magnets on it. It's just make sure that you seed or get your stuff on there, right, so that it truly is charging. That's just pro tip for me.
No, absolutely.
All right.
Now, this is a funny one because, on yours, it doesn't have that you purchased. I purchased this, and I'm looking at it. I purchased it last Prime Day sale.
Oh, you did? Yeah. I've had.
And I got a heck of a deal on it. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now,
I think I told you on the podcast. Yeah.
It's 40% off right now. I don't know what your deal was, but
I think it was 120. I don't know.
Yeah.
Hey, let me look at my order real quick.
That's a pretty good deal
about it.
So, dude, this is AirPods. Now, these are the Pro 2s. Why did I throw these on here? Because, man, and granted, it doesn't have to be AirPods. It could be, there's so many other types. It could be any Android-based one. Sony makes some good stuff. But for me, the AirPods are great. Noise canceling when you're on a flight or in a car and, not driving, you want to, drown people out. I will say this. If you're big into over-the-ears, I'd steer clear of the AirPod Maxes. I have looked at these things over and over and over again. My biggest issue is I've tried them on the store. They squeeze your head so much. They're uncomfortable. So I would stay away from them. But dude, hands down, I'm big on the AirPods.
So I looked it up. I paid $170 and they were still going for $249 last year.
Dang, dude. This is even a better deal than what you got.
Yeah.
Probably because they've got a Pro 3 getting ready to come out.
Yeah. So I paid $169. These are $149. Yeah, but it's a year later.
Yeah, it's a year later. All right, riding that Apple train. I'm gonna let you talk about this one because you just had some experience with these bad boys.
I just got this, and I actually have already used it. These are AirTags. You talked to me a lot about AirTags and how to track stuff. We actually got one for a backpack we take with us on vacations all the time. I took it on a plane trip a year ago, but I didn't have an AirTag at the time. Awesome. So this is a 4-pack of AirTags and normally goes for $100, about 25 piece, roughly with the math. $64.99 for a 4-pack. I think that's a heck of a deal. My problem is I don't know that I have 4 more things that I want to track around the house or track around the country.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. I did buy a 4-pack and I put one in my travel backpack.
Yeah.
One in my wife's travel backpack. Basically anything that we could leave somewhere that would have stuff in it or could get stolen.
Makes sense.
And then I put one in each one of our cars. And
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. Because and there are stories about people who have gotten their cars jacked. And the thing is with the AirTag, you can hide it in the car where they can't find it.
That's genius.
Yeah. It is. And so there are stories about people who got their cars jacked. They were able to get them back because of the AirTag. Now, even beyond that, luggage. If you're checking your bags and they lose your bags, you can actually, and they're, I believe that last Apple keynote, they talked about this with AirTags.
Yeah.
You're now going to be able to share your AirTag data with the airline so they can find your bag.
Yep. I was just looking that up.
Yep.
So.
Yep. So these are cool. I think the batteries last minimum a year. It might be 2 years, and all they are is just a watch battery. It's just the CR 2032. Easy to swap out. These things are awesome. So I say go get them. And by the way, you don't have to have an Apple to use these. Yeah, so you can now. You're going to be stuck with using the Find My feature, but you're going to do it through a web browser and not the Find My app on your iPhone in order to see your stuff. And what's cool is on the Find My, when you open it up, it actually lists. You go to Find My items. You can change the icon. So the ones that with my car has a car icon on them. The ones that has a backpack has a backpack. So it's pretty cool. People get really creative. A lot of people have been putting these in their toddlers' shoes. They make soles now that have the Apple AirTag cutout, and they're insoles, and you pop that in, you put it in the kid's shoe. So as a police officer,
amazing.
Think about that, from a safety standpoint. So
yeah, if you think about it, I hate to talk about kidnapping or missing kids or anything, but talk about a street fair. We just had our local street fair here. We have missing kids all the time. We find them 15, 20 minutes. Thank God we've never had an issue. But AirTags, if we could track that kid right down to the carnival, because that's always where they're at, that would be amazing.
And can you imagine now? I'm pretty sure with precision finding, by the way, it actually opens up a GPS. You can see it here on the screen, and it shows you what direction to walk to get to it. Can you imagine if you can share AirTag data with airlines, you would be able to share with law enforcement if you're looking for a missing person.
Right to it. Yeah.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
That'd be amazing. Now, sadly, and Keith, I think I'm getting old. The precision finding, I use that at least 2-3 times a week.
For your current
AirPods
AirTags?
And my cell phone. So I near find my cell phone with my watch.
Okay, everybody. He says I'm old. I don't do that. I know where my stuff is. Maybe I'm a little more OCD and organized than you. But
in the morning it's hostile work environment here. I set stuff down and I'm trying to get stuff ready to go. And
wow. No, I'm not that bad. So, well, if you need to get more of these for your car or for anything else, dude, you can go out there and Google, like, people are using these in the most creative way. So yeah, it's not just for your stuff. I love these things. I think they're so cool. It's a cool technology. Now, this next one I got for Christmas, and I used it for the first time not too long ago on one of my trips. It's awesome. Do you own one of these? It is a luggage scale, essentially like lanyard kind of thing. You basically just
like
hang your luggage
big
on
old fish thing, measure your fish out.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
We usually fly Southwest. I don't know why we picked Southwest. They kind of had the best deals, and they were giving you free bags, which they don't anymore.
I was gonna say that's changed now.
They don't anymore. But we've always been under the poundage, and it's 50 pounds. Yeah. And I've had luggage so dang heavy, I'm like, we're gonna have to pay a penalty. Right. Nope, like 48 pounds, 47 pounds.
Well, this bad boy can go up to 110 pounds.
Dang, I can't imagine lugging around 110 pounds of luggage.
It's a good deal,
in
though.
One little container.
I mean, it's not even Amazon, or it doesn't say Prime Day, but still, dude, it's only $8.
$8, yeah.
Yeah. And mine works great.
There are
really
some
like
hefty fees on oversized, overweight luggage.
Yeah. Sometimes like $100.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So these things are super nice. This is a must-have, in my opinion. And they're very compact, because here's the other thing. If you go somewhere and you're going to buy souvenirs or come back with things, your bag's going to be heavier. If you just throw this bad boy in there, you're going to be able to check it.
Now, I'm saying this here, and you just call me a redneck, but this has a dual purpose. Do you know what a fish scale goes for?
No,
it's not right.
How much?
It's like $20 or something.
This is cheaper. You could totally use this as a fish scale. You just need to find a way to anchor it on there. That's easy.
Yeah, so $34.99. I looked it up right now. $29, $49. Why don't you just use your luggage thing?
Hey, look at you coming up with the hacks.
Life hacks. If you want to weigh your fish, get you an $8 luggage scale.
Dude, it goes up to 100 unless you're catching some crazy sharks. I don't know.
If you're catching something over 100 pounds, don't weigh that thing. Just look at it. Take a picture of it.
Hey, that's a good tip. I like that. That's a good point. All right. So I've been fortunate enough to do a little bit of world travel. Nice. And I wish I would have had this at that time. So when you go other places, if you don't know it, the power adapters are not the same. The prongs are different. I don't know. And it's different from Germany versus if you go to Britain, London, or if you go to Italy. So
Yeah.
they're all different. And what I did was I bought this whole pack of end connectors that
Yeah.
I would plug into my US thing. So dude, this thing is so much better than that. All you do, you have these little slides here. See, it says EU, UK, USA, and Australia. You just slide that and there.
That's
And
amazing. Yeah.
so this thing is awesome. And it's got USB on the side. I wish I would have had this when I went on my trips, because it's one unit. It's one unit versus I had to have like multiple ones at times, depending on where I was going.
Yeah.
So this is definitely going on my wish list. So in case I do any more.
Very
travel.
nice.
So
now, just to ask you a question, this makes me interested. I'm looking at outlets on the wall in my room here. Are they kind of the same with the little faceplate and everything? In other countries?
The faceplate is the same, but the prongs are different.
Yeah, makes sense.
So that's usually what it is, And
but I mean, same plug and play, nothing weird in a different country.
The only thing you got to be careful of, and we learned this the hard way, is the voltage is different. Okay.
Oh, okay.
See where it says 100 to 240. So we made this mistake. We had a travel hair dryer when we were in Germany.
Well, that's what I was going to guess. Yeah.
And there was a switch on it to where you can switch voltage. I forgot to flip the switch, and I plugged in. Boom, popped it right away.
Too much power.
Yeah, voltage is different over in other places versus here at times. So, yeah.
So you're saying Americans have messy hair and we need more power?
Apparently. All right.
Nice.
This I saw. I don't own it, but it's kind of cool.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go at it.
Looking at it, it's a master lock, small lockbox. I have some arguments to this, but it looks interesting.
Okay. I love to hear.
My argument would be a gun safe might be better because this looks too easy to break into, in my opinion.
It's a gun safe portable. This is portable. This is for travel.
It is portable. A gun safe, it's size of a book, like a reading book.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Can you?
My thought is,
can you anchor a gun safe to?
Not that easy. So never mind.
Well, I mean, the point is that you could, if you're at the beach or something like that. I think was the example they gave. You can put your AirPods in it, your phone, your car keys. It has a steel tether anchor. I don't know. I thought it was kind of interesting. I hadn't seen it before.
No, I like it.
And it's meant for travel.
The more I look at it, the better it is. Just that one photo scared me of leaving it on a park bench.
Well, but it's tethered.
Well, yeah.
Put an AirTag in it.
Oh, see, there we go.
There you go.
We're rising up. Yeah. No, I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. I don't know. I don't own one. But
this takes me back to the days, well, maybe not days of dry boxes. I remember when dry boxes were a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
OtterBox released a dry box.
Yes, I do remember
that. If you have a big honking phone like mine, it won't fit in there.
That's true. Well, let me ask you something. This is interesting because of your law enforcement background. When you go to a hotel, do you use the in-room safe?
I do not.
Tell us why.
I don't either. As law enforcement, I feel that if someone's going to break into my place, I want immediate access to a gun, and I'm not trying to start a whole debate about...
Whoa. I'm talking about hotel. I said hotel.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
You have I forget. You travel with guns.
Yeah, and that's what I want to make a disclaimer.
You don't fly with it, though, do you?
Yes,
I guess you
but
can.
I can't have it on the plane, though.
Is it in your checked luggage? Do they let you check it?
It is. So
I didn't know you could even do that.
I can take you through that in just a sec, but the disclaimer I want to make is we are not a political podcast. I know people have strong feelings about guns, but I feel the right to protect myself. So with that being said, I don't like putting a gun in a safe. I don't want it under my pillow. There's a whole nightmare episode I could talk to you about being a firearms instructor. I'm on a soapbox here, but yeah.
I get your point.
I don't use safes at the hotel. Now, fast forward to flying with a gun.
Yeah, flying. What's that look like?
California, New York, some states, you can't take a gun at all. No. My example was we went to Montana. We're out in the middle of nowhere. We're going to Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
My thought is we need to have a gun. So traveling with a gun on an airplane is super easy, but there's steps and it's super regulated. I appreciate the TSA very much. You take your gun to your airline, you open it up, they inspect it, they double lock it with two of your locks.
Okay.
So it's really regulated.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
all right, I didn't know that. That's good. All right.
Sorry, soapbox there.
No. I'm learning something new. I didn't know that. So I typically do not travel. Now I am not anti-gun either,
Yeah.
but I don't travel with weapons
I just want
typically.
to make that disclaimer. We have a lot of fans out there.
I'm also traveling
So.
for work, and my work is not a gun to. I mean, I deal with servers and cloud virtuals. I don't think if I'm needing a gun to go to a meeting, there's a problem. So I don't travel for that reason.
Mini soapbox. I've been a law enforcement for a long time. I've only seen the bad in people, really.
Yeah.
So I'm just super cautious and want to be
total
protective.
Sense. I can see how we can definitely skew your view on humanity.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. Nay, man, no judgment here. So cool.
But
I learned something
back
new.
to this. This looks great. Tether it, put that air tag in it.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's a good idea. Now, this is something I wish I had because I've had bad luck with it. Again,
I wondered why you put this on here.
I put this on here because I had a bad experience with it. I've had it a few times. So again, I travel for work. So oftentimes when I travel for work, I'm going to have nice clothes. Typically a white button-down shirt, oftentimes tie, sometimes suit. Yeah. Most of the time, there will be an iron at the hotel. The problem I've ran into, and this has happened to me like at least 2 times in my career, I will go to use the iron at the hotel and I didn't look on the iron and there's some kind of weird stain on it. I go to use it on my button down because, I'm throwing it in my suitcase. It gets wrinkled. I'm getting ready to go out for a nice dinner for work. You want to make a good impression. You go to iron it and it had put marks and it ruined my white shirt.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have a spare. So that's the advantage of they have. Now, I don't own one of these, but I did find them when I was looking out there. These are travel irons is what they are.
Yeah.
And essentially, you can just throw it in your bag and kind of looks like a flat iron like a girl would use on her hair. But this is great because at least you know that it's not going to ruin your clothes. That's the main reason why I put this on here is because I've had bad experience with the hotel irons. Yeah. So if I do use a hotel iron now, I look on it and I let it heat up and I will even test it on something first. And I think somebody had to have used it before and got something on it. And then anyway, it ruined. I've had that happen to me twice. So that's why this is on here.
Very nice. So I am not disappointed, but I'm slightly disappointed. So Rufus is the AI for Amazon. You go down, you ask it a bunch of questions and stuff.
Yeah. What is that?
I asked it about, I'm glad you're sitting down.
Oh, no.
Hot dogs and cooking with it.
Wait. You ask the Rufus AI if you could cook hot dogs on this travel iron?
It says, it doesn't mention anything about cooking, but it is compact and portable. That could be helpful for travel.
So you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. I'm way on a soapbox today.
Ask it what temperature does the iron get to? And you'll know if you can use it for hot dogs then.
I was just thinking of the fish weighing device there.
Oh, I see.
You're going to talk to me after the show's over and be like, what's
No, this is actually, I never would have thought of asking it about a cooking hot dog.
It doesn't give me a specific temperature. It says it gets really hot.
Is that what it says? It gets really hot?
The product information doesn't specify exact temperatures. Customers consistently state it heats up quickly and is very effective.
Okay. All right. Well, it's worth a shot. You can make hot dogs on it.
No. Weigh your fish with your luggage thing. And
Doug is trying to bastardize all of the travel tech that we've talked about.
I'm trying to MacGyver it.
That's right. You're trying to save a buck. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that does it. So that's it for our travel. I'm sure there's 50 billions that I started to put on there battery banks. I know you have some pretty good ones.
I do.
Battery banks are good. Oh, there was one thing I did have on the list, but I didn't really have a thing for it. And you can speak best to this: video gaming. If you have a video game handheld right there, he has it in his hand. That's also a great thing to bring. And honestly, I would bring mine for work. It's great for plane rides, whether it's a Steam Deck, whether it's a ROG like what Doug has. Those are great. A Switch, dude. Especially if you do ROMs and you put 5,000 games on the thing, dude, it's awesome. Yeah. So I did have that on the list, but I didn't really have an image for it. So
no, I agree completely. Now I've kind of switched from traveling to my iPad. It's a lot easier to carry. It does movies, but it also does retro gaming. Mm-hmm. Shout out to, is it Delta? Am I saying that right? Delta Emulator? Is that the
that's
name
one
of
it?
Okay,
for which, yeah. So, you're talking about on the iPad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it Delta or Dolphin?
it might be Delta, but as I'm looking that up, it does. Yeah, it's Delta. Sorry.
I threw his train of thought off. We were talking about this. I did send Doug this really cool thing, but it was expensive. If you have an iPad, it is it Razer? I think it's Razer.
Yeah. Okay.
They make these really cool. They're kind of like, if you ever seen a Backbone, which is controllers that goes on your phone. They make them for iPad. Razer makes one for iPad.
Yeah, I saw that.
So and that was cool. But it was expensive, wasn't it? It was like 300
$300. Yeah.
If you have the big iPad, I thought it was like $350.
Yeah. So here's what I do. I found out it is Delta emulator. I just want to make sure I got that right. We didn't have fact check it later. But I have tons of Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and stuff. It doesn't go much above Game Boy Advance, but a lot of games. So this is what I take. So I'm kind of doing my travel guide live. So I take my iPad with my Delta emulator, and then my 8-bit DO controller right here. I got a funky cool color.
Yeah.
So as far as gaming, I saw that at the very bottom. I wanted to show that with everybody.
You sparked an idea. It wasn't an idea. Something I read I meant to share with you. So remember on the podcast, we covered that Xbox is now entering the ring with their Xbox version of what you have, the ROG, right?
Yeah.
By Asus. Asus. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Well, you know what some people are doing? And I honestly thought this was a really good idea. I saw this on this article I read. People are buying the iPad mini and they're using Xbox Game Pass and Steam Link on it.
That's genius. I never even thought of that.
And they do what you do. They do one of two things. They either just have a stand for it and then use an 8-bit DO controller, or they can use a standard Xbox controller too, because that'll sync to it. Or they're using those controllers like the Razer that makes that connect to the side. And people are like, well, why would I need a handheld? And think about it, a Mac Mini, or sorry, an iPad Mini. Dude, that's a decent sized screen, but I don't know. I thought that was a great idea, especially if you have Game Pass. That's pretty cool.
I think I like that better because then you have your apps, like you can browse the web, you can watch videos and stuff. Yeah, I think I like that a lot better than carrying around a big luggy game thing that only does games. Yeah,
I agree. But I read that the other day and I meant to send it to you. But when you just were talking about
genius idea.
If you're wanting to consolidate down. And honestly, cost effective. I mean, an iPad Mini, like, what's it going for now? Let's see that.
They're like 400. I'm just guessing. I haven't fact checked that.
I'm going to look it up. We're doing this live, guys.
No, they haven't released a new one in a while. So, that's a regular iPad. I'm sorry. I see one. So I went straight to Apple. We'll just get the highest price available. It's $499.
And I'll give you the lowest. Like, so Walmart has them for $180.
Oh, easy. Yeah. And you can't get a nice portable screen for that.
And that's the newest one, man.
Oh, it is. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, dude, and it's got the A17 Pro. And if you think about it, that's enough for retro gaming if you're emulating. If you're doing Game Pass for streaming, cake.
Oh, yeah.
If you wanted to, you could even, I'm pretty sure, I'm 100% sure about this because I've done it on my phone. You can get the PlayStation Link app. You could stream your PlayStation 5 to that device as well. So, I don't know, just giving people ideas.
No, that's genius.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up. So this has been fun. Doug, thank you so much for the topic idea. I hadn't thought of that. I give him the credit for this one.
I'll try to get less distracted, but taking us home, I appreciate everybody watching, listening, whatever format you're doing. Thank you for supporting us so much. We're going into the summer months. Like I said, we have a big project. I hope we haven't spoiled it with anybody. We're kind of working on next month. It's going to take a little bit to get here, but trust us, we're working hard on it.
It's going to take some time.
We've got a merch store. We've got a couple other interviews coming up in the future, I think.
That's right.
So some really good content coming down the way. And next week, we are going to hear, and I'm just saying this, Keith, you haven't talked to me about this. We want to hear your reaction to Superman and see what you thought about it.
Yeah, definitely. Of course. I'm planning on seeing it, all decked out. So we'll definitely talk about that. So awesome. Everybody, you have a great week. We appreciate you always tuning in and stay nerdy.
Yeah, see ya. Thank you.